Test.com's ASE L2 Practice Test. For the complete practice test, flashcards, exam review, and testing tips, check out the complete A1 through A8 Practice Test Kit with 800 questions and the ASE L2 Auto Maintenance and Light Repair Practice Exam Kit with 100 questions and fully explained answers. General Inspection and Diagnosis. Question 1. A diesel truck equipped with a JWAC, or jacket water aftercooler, has low power under load. Which of the following could be the cause? A. Leak in turbocharger inlet piping. B. Using an off-road grade of fuel. C. Leaking JWAC, or jacket water aftercooler. D. Open in EGR sensor circuit. C. Leaking JWAC, jacket water aftercooler. A leak in the JWAC will raise the intake air temperature, which lowers engine power because the air is less dense and produces less energy. A is wrong because a leak in the turbo inlet manifold affects oil leakage but not power output. B is wrong because the off-road diesel number 2 and fuel oil number 2 differ only in the tax applied at the time of sale. Both are dyed red. D is wrong because EGR has no effect on diesel engine at higher throttle openings because it is when closed at WOT and open at idle. Question number 2. A medium-duty truck using a HUI, hydraulically actuated electronically controlled unit injector, fuel system has a misfire code when hot. Technician A says worn HUI injectors could be the cause. Technician B says a shorted glow plug could be the cause. Who is right? A only. B only. C, both A and B. D, neither A nor B. A only. Tech A is right because when an injector is worn, it will leak fuel internally and reduce power or cause a misfire. Tech B is wrong because a shorted glow plug will only cause a problem when the engine is cold. Electronic engine controls diagnosis. Question 3. The technician gets an infinite ohms reading on the ohm meter function of the DMM digital multimeter when measuring resistance in a circuit. Which of the following could be the cause? A. Circuit is open. B. Corroded terminal. C. Circuit is in operation. D. Circuit is complete. A. Circuit is open. An infinity reading indicates an open circuit because the reading is infinite. B is wrong because a corroded terminal would cause high resistance, not infinity. C is wrong because with infinite resistance, the circuit cannot operate. D is wrong because infinite resistance indicates an open, so the circuit is incomplete. Question 4. Technician A says you do not have to solder a repaired wire. Technician B says wire insulation damage is sometimes found where the wire passes through an opening in a metal part. Who is right? A only. B only. C, both A and B. D, neither A nor B. B only. Tech B is right. Wire insulation damage can take place when the wire passes through an opening in a metal part. Tech A is wrong because the standard repair practice is to solder wiring repairs. Air exhaust systems diagnosis. Question 5. Which of the following measuring tools is most likely used to measure the temperature of the diesel exhaust gases? A. MDI, or multiple diagnostic interface. B. Exhaust manometer. C. Diagnostic scan tool. D. Exhaust pyrometer. D. Exhaust pyrometer. An exhaust pyrometer is the right tool to measure exhaust temperature. There is no such tool as an exhaust manometer. Diagnostic scan tools typically do not measure exhaust temp, but may in some applications. It is not the most likely tool to be used. The MDI, or multiple diagnostic interface, is an electronic CAN, or controller area network, interface used with a laptop personal computer or diagnostic scan tool for diagnosis and does not measure exhaust temperature. Question 6. An active diagnostic trouble code is found on a heavy-duty diesel engine with a VVT or variable valve timing. Technician A says the camshaft actuator is opening the exhaust valve too early. Technician B says a slow response could cause the engine not to meet exhaust emissions. Who is right? A only, B only, C, both A and B, D, neither A nor B. B only. Tech B is right because the OBD system will detect a malfunction prior to any failure or deterioration in the capability of the VVT system to achieve the commanded valve timing and/or control within a manufacturer-specified time that would cause an engine's NHMC, nitrogen oxide, or CO emissions to exceed 2 times any of the applicable standards or an engine's PM emissions to exceed a threshold of the applicable standard plus 0.02 g bhp/hr. Tech A is wrong because the VVT camshaft actuators change intake valve timing, not exhaust valve. Fuel systems diagnosis. The engine cranks on a diesel but will not start. During diagnosis, the ECM, or electronic control module, will not communicate with the diagnostic tool. What is the most likely cause? A. Failed data link connector. B. Failed engine speeding and/or timing sensor. C. Low ECM supply voltage. D. Incorrect diagnostic tool software. C. Low ECM supply voltage. A low supply voltage could result in the ECM shutting down. The ECM could not operate the injectors or communicate with the diagnostic tool. B is wrong because a failed data link connector could cause the diagnostic tool to be unable to communicate with the ECM, but it would not result in a no-start condition. C is wrong because a failed engine speed sensor or timing sensor would cause the ECM to not operate the injectors, resulting in a no-start problem. Yet, the loss of the speed and/or timing signal would not cause a diagnostic tool communication problem. D is wrong because when the diagnostic tool software does not match the ECM being diagnosed, communication will not take place between the ECM and diagnostic electronic service tool. Question 8. Technician A says the diesel plastic fuel lines are separated by removing a clip and disconnecting or squeezing the secondary latch on the line fitting. Technician B says an air leak at the line connecting the tank pickup to the transfer pump can cause low power and hard starting. Who is right? A only, B only, C, both A and B, D, neither A nor B. C, both A and B. Both technicians are correct. Tech A is right because plastic lines are typical on late-model diesel engines and separated by removing a clip and disconnecting or squeezing the secondary latch on the line fitting. Tech B is right because air is compressible and air and fuel will affect fuel flow to the pump, which causes hard starting, low power, and unstable engine operating conditions. Air can lead to damaged injector tips of newer, high-pressure nozzles. When fuel which would normally cushion the seating of the nozzle valve within the injector is absent, the nozzle valve impacts the nozzle seat with tremendous force, damaging the nozzle tip. Emission systems diagnosis. Question 9. Which of the following tools best measures back pressure restrictions? A. Mercury manometer. B. Magnehelic gauge. C. 0 to 160 psi pressure gauge. D. Vacuum gauge. B. Magnehelic gauge. A magnehelic gauge or water manometer compares very small amounts of pressure differential. The limits to acceptable back pressure in most diesel engines is 3 inches of mercury or 14 inches of water column as measured with a Magnehelic gauge or water manometer. Conspicuous performance complaints are noticeable at approximately 30 to 40 inches of water. For this reason, the exhaust system is designed and must be maintained to minimize exhaust back pressure. Answer A is wrong because the mercury manometer is not sensible enough. Answer C is wrong because the pressure is very small. Answer D is wrong because a vacuum gauge is like mercury manometer and not sensible enough. Question 10. The EGR exhaust gas recirculation system is disabled under what engine conditions? A. Heavy acceleration. B. DPF or diesel particulate filter regeneration. C. High barometric pressure or baro. D. High engine temperature. D. High engine temperature. During idle, cold weather, or engine operation, minimal or no EGR flow usually takes place. During warm-up, condensation of corrosive exhaust can take place in EGR coolers, so flow is minimized or disabled during that period. When high coolant temperatures exist, the EGR flow may also be disabled since cooling of exhaust gases in EGR coolers may contribute to overheated engine operation. High altitude or low barometric pressures may also be a condition to disable EGR operation, since EGR flow under these conditions could significantly deteriorate combustion quality and engine performance. Thanks for watching Test.com's ASE L2 Practice Test. For complete practice, try Test.com's 100-question ASE L2 Practice Test. See Test.com for more information.